Okay, the last lesson in this awesome boot camp that I'm sure you've enjoyed very much. I'm going to talk a little bit about installing software on Linux because it's different from installing software on Windows and even Mac OS X. Typically in Windows, you download an installer file and double click on it, and when it installs, it goes into the Windows registry and says, hey, here's where I'm installing things. Okay? There's nothing like that in Linux. There are lots of different ways we can typically install stuff, lots of different folders things can go into, but there's no central registry that keeps track of all that like there is in Windows. And that's by design. However, that's also really inconvenient a lot of times, particularly if you're trying to keep track of which version of what you have and with all the different libraries. So Linux has adapted a few different software install tools. If you go to the command line in Kali Linux and you type apt-get, this is the command line tool for installing software in Kali Linux. Some other ones that are very popular are yum, yellow update modifier, zipper on OpenSUSE, the Red Hat RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. And they all do the same thing, they manage packages. However, this is one case where I say do not use the command line tool. If possible. If you only have the command line tool, use that. But in most cases, we're able to go to applications and you go to system tools, and every version of Linux will have here something called add remove software, no matter what core system it uses. This is saying, I'm warning you that you're running as root, but that's okay. All the software that we might want to install that's been approved for Kali is here. We can search through accessories and it'll give us a great big list in a second. It takes a minute. If it's checked, that means we've already installed it. Blacklist configuration, user interface for Zeitgeist, genome menu editing, alarm clock, a million different things. Let's go down here to programming. The Motorola DSP 56001 assembler. So if I was trying to say hack a Motorola device, I'd want that. Hash function generator, if I'm doing a lot with ACE hash functions. A million different tools here in a whole bunch of different areas. I can click on, refresh the package list. And what this is doing actually is at this time, it's going and checking out the package servers that it's been configured to look into. We don't need to get into that for the purposes of what we're doing, but you can actually set it up to say, go use this package server, and it checks and sees, what's available, what version is the latest version, what version do I have, and all of that is right here. And anything I want to search for example, if I wanted GIMP, right, which is a common, it's a free Photoshop type tool. And we wait a minute while it searches. Let's take a look here. If I go into graphics, we see a bunch of things for GIMP right here. Let's click on this GIMP plugin. And what it does when I click on that is it tells me the project, and by checking it, I'm saying I want to install it. If I click apply, what it actually does is it goes and checks what else do you need to run this? This is a big thing in Linux that you don't have in Windows or even OS X, because those are set operating systems, and what is there is always there. With Linux, you might have lots of different versions of different things. Right off the bat, I don't have GIMP installed. So to get this package of plugins for GIMP, I need to install GIMP. So I'm going to say yes. And it's going to go ahead and download and install all of those different things for me. That's the advantage of using a package manager. It keeps track of all that stuff for you. And that's really all there is to it. When you need to install software, you go through applications, system tools, add remove software, and you can search for everything you need here. And in general, we try not to install too much stuff on Linux because Linux can become very bloated very quick because everybody's written a million different versions of everything. But this is something that's going to come up a lot as you install certain things, and or as you want more functionality, as you need things to look at to look at your local network security, to do office type stuff. All of that's available through software add remove software. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, shoot me an email.